Howdy y'all, today is April 6th. It is absolutely gorgeous out, nice clear sky. Let's hope Monday looks just this nice for the eclipse. So far it's looking like it'll be all right, we'll see. But I have a lot I want to get done today with the beautiful weather. It makes it easy to do all sorts of projects outside. So the end of last week's video, I did get one full coop of chickens out there. So one winter chicken coop up here has no chickens in it, and the other one only has about 24 chickens in it. So just one more coop I need to run out. So we're really close to having all the chickens back out on pasture. Check out these blooms, y'all. We have some tulips coming in. Very cool. I don't remember what these little yellow flowers are, but those are pretty neat too. Love seeing it. I got this coop all set up and ready for the chicks. I believe they're shipping on Monday, so I should have them at some point this week. The roosters, I'm going to make this their temporary home for a little while, so I'll also throw a french fry in here. For now, they can just come and go as they'd like. Once I get these chickens out, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, just in the next few days, I'd like to get them out. I'm gonna have one leftover rooster, so their home will be in here. And we should be set on coop space after that, because this will be where this coop is going into, and then I'll have that meat bird coop out there for when these over here get big enough they can go out. So everybody has space except one rooster, so it'll kind of just be the farm pet. It'll probably wind up being whitetail because I already have a speckled Sussex rooster doing the job out there with his speckled Sussex. So I'm going to continue working on this coop here. Over at a friend's house a few days ago, and they had a roll of chicken wire, so I'm gonna use that to finish up this coop. Thanks to my friend for having that. Always appreciate chicken wire. So we'll get this coop finished and screened off today. Currently my dad's working on some cool things for the garden as far as coops, so I'll probably help him with that here in just a little bit. The coop's looking pretty good. I'm working on zip ties right now, and then I'll probably just clean up because it is getting a little later in the day. But my mom and I were kind of looking around because I have still a lot of bulbs left, and April is a good time to plant those. Some phlox, I don't know, there's a few others that I can't really pronounce, but I'm not very good at planting them. My mom was making fun of how I planted the bulbs up front because I just did straight lines. Yes, they're not the most prettiest arrangement of it, but you know what? It's functional for the bees, and that's what I was going for. So she's gonna kind of help me space it out, the new bulbs I have, to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I'll probably work on that a little more tomorrow. The ground's really wet still, so I'm not gonna do too much with that. It is so nice having that net all picked up. I moved that coop a little bit. I don't have handles on that one yet, but I did rake all this out a little bit. It is really wet and holding a lot of water because that straw. So I'm gonna let it dry out, and then I'm gonna put down some seed. Also, this whole strip here, the roosters kind of ran back and forth all winter because the hens were in there. So I'll also rough that up and plant some seed in there here in a little while. But we should get this done and out in the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow. I'm not gonna do it tonight, but it's ready for chickens and everything's set up. So I'm gonna check water one last time for the day, and then we'll call it there. This new coop looks to be doing just fine. Very happy for them. The Australorps have not seen grass yet, so this is their first time being on pasture. They did really good on their first move. It's really helpful having chickens in here, the few Americanas that have moved with chicken tractors, because they know what to expect. And the younger birds can kind of just follow their lead on that. So So far so good. I'm gonna get everybody some food and water, grab eggs, and then these gals will be done. My dad cut the front part of the property here, made everything look nice and even, cut down the grasses in the front. He has the tiller out. It might be too damp, but we're gonna give it a shot to see if we can do any work on that. My mom's upstairs transplanting a bunch of tomatoes still, and then whenever she's ready to take a break from that, we're gonna look at planting some bulbs outside. So that was nice and simple. Whitetail and French fry are gonna chill in here for a couple days. At least they're actually locked up and safe. I will let them back out though, but for now it's their temporary home while I get everything else cleaned up out here. I sure hope this storm doesn't come up, and you can see another front coming through, doesn't come up and get me. I'm wheeling the net out right now. If I can at least get that up, I'll feel pretty good. When I looked at the radar, it didn't look like anything terrible, but it also looked like it could blow up to be something. It's a little darker out that way. So I'm gonna get this net up, see if I can get the coop out here, and then see if I can get the chickens out. And the fence is up. I really like this white fence. It's metal posts on the bottom so they don't bend. Super nice. It's also visible. You can just see the fence. You can't even see the other one. So that's helpful for any critters, so that way they don't get stuck in it. So I'm really happy to have both of these nets up. It gives me plenty of room. I don't have to keep constantly moving just one net every couple days. This will get me through several days, and I have plenty of room to park the next coop out here. And it looks like this storm's splitting off to the north and south, so I'm not gonna get anything, it looks like. So I'm not complaining there. You can kind of just see the white spot. But I still don't think I'm gonna have quite enough time to get everything done tonight by the time it gets dark. We'll see. There's one more small detail I need to fix on that coop, then dragging it out and then grabbing chickens. So it's still doable, but also I do want to make sure I have everything for the bees tomorrow, because I do want to split that one colony. So I'm gonna need some equipment for that. So I'll probably work on that next and then work on the chickens with what light I have left. Good morning, y'all. Today is April 8th, 2024. We have a solar eclipse going on today, but this morning I'd like to go ahead and split this beehive. We currently don't have a cloud in the sky, so let's hope this afternoon stays just the same. I didn't paint the entrance part of this screen bottom board, but I definitely want to do that. It's kind of getting gross, so I'd like to save that. I have some paint there, so that shouldn't take too long. The bees are just now starting to wake up. Got a few beginning to crawl out. It's a little after 9 right now. So far, I just about have this set up. I do want to check the level on it, and then I gotta wait on that paint to dry before we can actually do the split. I have this perfectly level. Generally, I do like tilting it a little one way just so the rain doesn't roll in. But you know, the more I think about it, I use screen bottom board, so I don't think it's such a huge concern. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. So this new site is all set up and ready. I took 3 frames out. I'll probably move 3 nice frames from this hive over into here, maybe 4. We'll see what this mother hive over here is looking like. But I might find queen cells in here, because last time when I tried to pick up this colony, it had doubled in weight. Still pretty good and heavy. So we'll see what it looks like. If there's queen cells in there, then those are automatically all getting moved over into this hive. So won't really know until I jump in, so let's do it. Okay, so far I've taken 2 frames out of the top. There were a couple things that look slightly suspicious toward a queen cell. I don't think they were quite there yet, but I didn't find the queen or any eggs in this top box. I found resources and a lot of brood. So I took 2 frames and popped them over there. So that'll be a really nice workforce that'll start hatching for them. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down in the deep box and see if I can find any eggs. I was starting to get worried, you guys. I wasn't really seeing any eggs and I was down to my last frame, but the queen is here. I thought my bees had already swarmed on me. I was getting a little worried. Let's see, she's right there. So that's good. There are a few eggs on this drone comb. I don't know if I can do much with that because there's not really a ton of eggs. So I might save this project till tomorrow or another day. We've got great weather all week, so I'm not too terribly worried about that. But I did want to catch them before they swarm on me though. So that was very strange. There should have been more eggs in there, I feel like. There was a ton of small little larvae, lots of capped over brood. Everything was looking fine. Just, I only saw a handful of eggs, which was very strange. So I'd like to have a solid frame of eggs going over into the new split. So we'll give it a few days, give it another shot, but that was kind of weird. I thought for sure there wouldn't be any issues, so. Oh well, they look fine in there. That was a thorough hive inspection, so I at least got to check everything out, and they are looking good in there. Since I put 2 frames in here, I do have a few bees that were stragglers. There's some honey. See a drone down there. Lots of drones, so that's very active. So I'm gonna let the bees clean that up. They'll probably like that. And then pick all the other frames up, save them for next time. We couldn't ask for a more perfect day. It is just lightly cloudy, but nothing that's going to obstruct the sun or the viewing of the eclipse. Just a light breeze, no ridiculous wind. It is perfect temperature, sunny and 75. Got some beans going on the fire. Gonna have some hot dogs later with that. Have a handful of people that wanted to come out because we got the nice open sky out here. So maybe around 10 people I think are gonna come out. So that should be fun. I'm losing it, y'all. I was looking for the drill last night so I could work on this coop, and I'd left it out here the day before. It's just a piece of wood I need to put underneath. I've already done it on this side. It's because that hardware cloth didn't quite reach, so I want to make sure that it stays tucked up there real good. But we've already got people starting to arrive for the eclipse, so I'm probably not going to do too much. If anything, I'll get this coop a little more out of the way from up here. Here in about another hour, the eclipse is going to be starting in Texas, so not too much longer. It's just a little after 2. The eclipse has started. It's the bottom right that's starting to go. You can't really notice too much yet. Haven't gotten a great picture either. Man, you can really tell it's starting to cool off. We're about halfway now. It's pretty cool. Couldn't ask for more perfect weather. You can't really see anything without a lens on, but it's just about halfway, a little over. And you can really start telling that the light down here is a lot different. It feels kind of eerie. Everything just seems a little hazy. You can't really tell it in the camera, but you can definitely tell something's up. The light is really odd. Let's see what the chickens are doing. Doesn't look like too much yet, but nah, they don't really care too much. They're just hanging out, but the light is really weird. You can't really see too well with the glasses, but we're about 12 minutes away from totality. It feels really eerie. It's kind of like a twilight feel, but not exactly. We're getting close to totality. Bees aren't really doing anything too different, for those who are curious. Man, it feels so much better out. Taking away 75% of the sun. It feels great now. So I think it's about 2:45. Totality is going to be about 3:06. So we've got a little bit more time. 6 minutes left, and then we're in totality. When you're looking around, it just feels like your eyes are messing up, like they can't focus. It's a weird sort of dark. couple minutes now. It is so eerie out, you guys. You cannot see it in the camera at all, but oh my goodness. It's cold, dark, hazy. It is the coolest. Oh my gosh, this is so cool, you guys. It feels like a storm, but I can't even explain it. This is so cool. It doesn't even feel real. Oh my gosh.
I almost looked at it directly.
Is that a star up there?
Yeah, it's like a storm.
Look at this star though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That's amazing.
You don't need the glasses.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's Venus off to the right, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Sure?
This
Man,
is
it got dark.
so weird. I didn't think it would get this dark. Whoa. It is beautiful. The eclipse. I wish I could get that focus. You can see the full moon in front of it. Whoa. That looks fake. Oh my gosh. So weird. It's coming back out. Whoa. That was the coolest thing.
Yeah, their lights came
Wow.
on over there too.
Yeah, their lights did
It
come
looks
on.
like stadium lights or floodlight up there.
Wow. The shadows are coming back. Oh my gosh. That was so cool. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, that did not feel real. The chickens are getting a little noisy now. The sun's just now starting to come back out. Wow. What did you chickens think of that? That was a jaw-dropping experience. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was so cool. I didn't think it would get that dark. It was dark. Lights were kicking on. It was like nighttime, and you could just see the moon perfectly and the little aura around it. Breathtaking. Wow, that was such a cool experience. Got to get this fire going again. We all got cold.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe how awesome that was, you guys. That experience, it was phenomenal. It was so cool. The chickens were noisy as it was starting to get dark, and once it got dark, the actual totality of it, the chickens stopped making noise altogether. I ran over there really quick to try and get a video, but I was not going to stay there and record chickens for the whole experience of it. I wanted to look up and watch it. It was amazing, super cool. So the chickens, as soon as it started getting light out, and believe it or not, it was just the tiniest bit of the sun coming out, and it just started lighting things up again to that kind of eerie twilight feel. Instead of the horizon though, you know, it's coming from the top, and it's a different light. It's really weird. But the chickens did start getting noisier at that point, so they definitely felt something was up. The bees, I don't really know. I wasn't watching them. They, like I said, were probably wondering what was going on. Some may have headed back toward the hive, but we only had about, I think it was a little over 3 minutes. It felt like it went really quick. That was just so cool. I hope a lot of you guys watching were able to see that eclipse, or at least have seen a total eclipse at some point in your life. It is definitely worth traveling for. I can see the hype of why people were flocking to Indiana, Texas, New York, you know, the whole path, because that is truly spectacular to witness. What did you think of that, chickens? Pretty cool, wasn't it? Probably a little scary. Don't know what's up. I'm gonna check their water one more time. I've been doing chores twice a day now, just to make sure they're all good. All right, y'all, it is a little after 8 o'clock. Let's drag this coop all the way out and see if I have the energy left to grab some chickens and run them out. Whew, that's a long pull all the way out there. I think I played too many games of cornhole today. I'm already worn out. So I'm gonna take my plants in and then drag it the rest of the way out. I think it's about time to start transplanting these Brussels sprouts too. They're getting pretty big. This one was really liking the sun today. Howdy y'all, today is April 9th. It is about 2:30. Look at those clouds. If that eclipse was today, it wouldn't have worked out so well. Yesterday was just absolutely perfect. Sunny, 75. Once that eclipse, the totality hit, it dropped temp. It was crazy. Actually wanted to be around the fire, put a flannel on. Everything was just perfect. But I went ahead and let Whitetail out. He's the only one up here now. So he's just gonna kind of have a run of the coops at the moment. Don't know where he's at. Oh, he found this coop, which is fine. I actually might just close him in there. But the chicks are shipping out this week, so I'll put them in there and we'll have even more chickens out here. 'Tis the season, y'all. That is a huge spider. He's at least the size of a quarter. Just the body. Ugh. Howdy y'all, today is April 10th. Now that I've got 5 chicken coops out there, I've got 5 feeders, so it's just easier using the wagon. I can carry 5 in both my hands, but not over long distances, especially when they're all the way at the back of the property. So this wagon makes it so much easier. Howdy y'all, today is April 11th. It's about 11:45. Got a call from the post office saying the chicks were in, so I've already picked them up. That was the first time actually going in to the post office to pick them up, so that was a lot longer wait versus just sneaking in the back and grabbing them. But all's good. We'll run them out to the farm and get them situated. So I've got the chicks hanging out in the car. It is really warm in there. I'm gonna go ahead, put a little bit of fresh bedding, food, water. I do want to plug in these heat lamps so that we can start getting underneath here warm for them. It's actually not too bad temperature wise today. It's about, I think, 55. It's not super chilly, but also not super warm either. So we'll get that warming up, get them some food and water. So all 31 of them came just fine. I did get one freebie chick. You can tell they are not cold in the slightest. They are running everywhere. Don't want to step on them. I made them this nice little cubby over here though. Block the wind, keep them a little more together. You guys need to get out from under my feet. I'm gonna kind of block them off so they don't get completely crazy, but I think it's too late for that. They're already everywhere, so they will figure it out. They're in there running around, scratching around. One even found a worm, so they're having fun. I do have a feeling they're gonna cool off here in a little bit though, so I'll check them maybe in 20 minutes and make sure everybody knows where the heat lamp is. And while I'm waiting for them to cool off, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the rest of the chickens. But first, would you take a look at these tulips? Started to come up, they look great. A lot of color, I love it. Definitely a little soupy out here, but not as bad as what it was. I'm looking at the little pond where the chickens were though, and that is quite gross. Looks like my net blew over, so I'll need to get that fixed up. First, I want to make sure all the chickens have food and water and get moving. So these are the meat birds that came in today. This is their feed in case anyone was interested. Certified organic. So I'll feed it to them for it looks like 0 to 2 weeks, and then we'll put them on something else. I have been able to get this from the feed mill, which is nice. I also really like how the feed mill grinds up their chick feed. It's way better than Tractor Supply because it's a lot smaller. Some of those ones at Tractor Supply, the little kernels are so big and they're still so tiny, so I really like the size of this. And they did not get it figured out, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them under the heat light and close them in. And now they're all under the heat lamps getting nice and toasty. I'll probably go ahead and block them in now that they got all their crazy energy out, just so that way nobody gets lost outside here and doesn't find their way back in.